Alright, we got a cool, catchy song from TRIXTER, a song called Tattoos and Misery. This is a CBT guitar lesson for Shannon. Shannon, great choice. And let's jump right into this. Okay, so let's jump right in. The tuning on this, drop down a half step, and good guitar tone in this song. I like it. Section 1A, 1 second in. We're going to start with an A5 power chord. That's 5E, 7A. Use your pinky. Here's why. We're going to strum those two, and then just move the index over to 4. Keep the 7 there, which is why I want you to leave that pinky there, so you don't have to do that. And then an open E, and then repeat it. So it's the pinky stays really through all of it if you want. Just make sure you're just hitting that open E, and then it stops on an octave. 7A, muted D with our angle, and 9G, third or fourth finger, doesn't matter. With these octaves, Shannon, it's important to mute the above string and below string and the middle string around anything you play. But I'm actually muting even the high E with the angle. I could hit all 6, and we're only hearing those 2 strings. If I don't mute, listen to how this sounds. It just, you can't even tell what it is, right? So muting, people don't talk about that enough. It's so important to be a cleaner guitar player. So these octaves, after you hit the 7, mute 9 on the A, D, and G string, we go, that ends this part. Then it really kicks into gear 3 seconds in. 6, mute 8, same strings, it's a E flat or a D sharp octave, and then go. And then mute the strings, just light pressure, and then 7, mute 9. Strum it how you want. You can do downs or you can alternate. You can hit that 7, mute 9 twice, and then 3 palm mutes on the low E. And then more octaves on the A string, 12, muted D, 14 G, twice, move it back a half step, that's 1 fret, twice, move it back a whole step, that's 2 frets, twice. And then an open E, palm muted. So we have our, and then it starts over from the E flat, D sharp octave up to the 7, mute 9. But after you do that twice, then we do this. It's called an A2. 2nd fret D and G, and strum all the strings except the top one. You can mute it with your thumb or just don't strum it. And then, so that's a 3 count, dotted half note. 1, 2, 3. And then you throw this catchy little filler. 4G, 4B, open E. Add the 5B. And lift it off. So it's, keep these 2 fingers down the whole time. Then you start over from the octave, the E flat, D sharp octave, and you'll go, do this 2 times, 2nd time no star, which would be, and then you go to the A2, and instead of doing this, we go power chords, 4-6 EA, strum, slide to 5-7, slide back to 4-6. Keep good pressure into the neck of the guitar. And I just leave my thumb anchored behind fret 4. It doesn't move with the chord. See? I mean, it angles, but I'm not moving this way with it. It's very important. So that's it for section 1A. Section 1B, 17 seconds in. This is really a good lesson if you're just getting into power chords, especially this part. E and A power chord. Open E to A 16 times palm muted, and then just drop it down one string to the A power chord. Open A and 2D 16 times palm muted, and repeat all of it. However you want to count it mathematically. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and that's counting what's called 16th notes. Or count to 8 twice, however you want to get to 16. Change. My thumb came up, see that? And then back. Thumb. Love this chord. 2E, 4A, 4D, 3G, open B and E. Check this out. You're going to strum it twice, and then palm mute. You can keep everything down. Go D string, and then go B, G, D 4 times. And then end on the G string. So it sounds like this slow. Up the tempo. And then keep palm muting and go 7, 6, D and G, open B and E, and then go B, G, and then repeat it. So it's picking down and back up. Okay. And you're done with that section. Leads us into the chorus, I believe. 39 seconds in, section 1C. Okay. Straight 16s for the most part here. E major. Open 2, 2, 1, open, open. You don't see this a lot with rock and metal. They usually play power chord versions of this, but they're going for a bigger sound. Strum it 16 times. Drop down to the A2, that's easy. Lift our index off, bring those down. Strum everything except the top string. 16 times. C sharp minor, 4A, 6D and G, 5B with an open high E. And I like that sound of that too. It's got a double E in it. This one I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I thought I heard a rest in there, but if you just want to do a straight 16 or break it up by doing that, that's fine. Over to B major, 2A, bar the 4th fret, D, G, and B. I'm muting the high E and go 8 times. Into the A2 chord 8 times. So those last 3 are 52 seconds in section 1A, but the double dots aren't there. You're just going to play 1 time instead of 2, and don't play the 16-second timestamp. A minute and 1 second in, we hit section 1D. Now this is the verse the second time through. There's 2 guitars. I should have said that at the beginning of this, so I tried to get the dominant ones here. I could have had you just go like last time, but I wanted to show you what's being done over that. So you got both of them on this. So it's an E2 chord. Bar the 7th fret, A through E, and go 9, D, and G. Palm mute, play every string twice. A, D, B, G. And your palm muting. And do that twice. So next chord, 7, D, 9, G, 10, B, and bar for the 7 high E. Same concept, doubling up on them. The D, G, E, and B twice through. And then you repeat all that. One thing I do want to say about this part, when you're palm muting rock and metal, you'll find that usually that's done on the wound strings and maybe on some stuff over here, you know. you apply them up here and then on the high strings, our hands have a natural angle of doing this, which is fine, it's normal. But you may be choking the notes too much on the palm mute, so if you do, you'll hear it. It'll be like, that's not good. You gotta bring the wrist back in the palm a little bit because we're playing on these unwound strings. That's how it should sound, not this. If you have to, keep picking a string and slide your hand back. The high E is the toughest, so you'll see what I mean when you jump into it. Alright, then some more repeats at a minute 16. We can move to page 3. Minute 36, it wraps up the repeats we did with this. Okay, which we use that on the intro. No octave though. Minute 39, some repeats followed with the... But the solo comes in next. And I forget this guitar player's name, he's really good. I'll have it in the edits though. Really cool stuff you're gonna like. 14E, we're gonna pick hammer 19, pull off to 14, and then go 17B up, 16G down. He does it 8 times, so we have to see. I don't know if he was using that pickup or not there. That index, by the way, little trick. When I'm pressing 14E, I'm also touching underneath the B string to help mute it. If I don't, we may have this problem. Having it pull off, you know. So if you're muting it, you can try it without the mute, but that's a good habit to get into with soloing. Muting, like I said earlier, rhythmically, it applies for soloing too. Then he jumps into some tapping. He goes 17B, so we kind of, if you're holding the pick, you may want to tap with your middle, or you got to switch it over, however you want to go with that. But he's going to tap fret 17 on the B, pull off to 16, and we're going to put our pinky there, and do that twice. Go. Or pull off to 14 and 12, 8 times. So it's... really cool, kind of an Eddie Van Halen sounding thing. Okay. You're doing this, or... Wait a minute here. Why did I put 2 times? Because it is 2 times. Okay. Only 2 of them there. Then you're back to the first part we did. Only 6 of them now. The first time we did 8. I want to back up on something here. Let's double check something. On the tapping part we just did. Oh, good thing I backed up here, dude. I'm so sorry. That's a cool lick though, by the way, though. But it's only the first half of that. Go. And then we're going to repeat that concept, but we're going to tap 16, pull off to 14 twice, and then pull off to 14, or 14, 12, 10. So you're really doing this. Oops. You're ponging between the 2. Ah. So your right hand handles 17 and then 16. Your fret hand is handling this shape and then this shape. So they're the same shape. See how we're skipping a whole step with each one, but moving it back 2 frets to do this. Be careful when you repeat it that you get the tap before one of these coming down, because you can have this happen. We don't want that. Tap is the lead. It's the lead note. So sorry about that, but I'm glad I caught it quick enough there. 203, 19E, so this is after 6 times of this. So he goes. Slides from 19E. And this part was really hard to hear. I think I got it pretty close, but 10 hammer 12E, 11 hammer 12 pull 11 on the high E, 12B, and then repeat the 11 12 11 here, and the 12B. So you have, and then jump up to 17E. It's a little pentatonic thing. Pull 14 from the high E, and then do the same thing on the B, and then 16 pull 14 G, and then 17 pull 14 B, 16 pull 14 G. It's this. And then it ends with 16E. Let's see. Go. Pick, hammer, pull, 16, 17, 16 on the high E, and then up 17B, down 16G. And then 14E, pick, hammer to 16, pull 14. 16B, a slow half-step bend vibrato. So you have this. Don't overbend that. When you bend it, go. Bend a D sharp to an E note. It's so easy to overdo it and go. We want. Great solo though. Short and sweet. And that ends, 210, then he does this big old pick scrape. Into the A2. And then a B power chord 3 times, 2 4 AD. So it's 1 2 3. 222. We got some repeats followed by the with the palm muting on it. Then you do all that again, and then 253. This is the last part. 4 6 AD, palm muted 8 times. 2 4 8 times, open 2 8 times. Sounds like this. And you end with that little section that we started the song with. Yeah. And ending on the octave, do that 2 times. You'll go back to. And then go to section 1A. From 3 seconds in, no star, that would be this. No star. Yeah, so you end on that, on the A chord. So and there you have it. Killer song, man. Really, really good song. Excellent. Catchy. Radio friendly. Good stuff. Thanks, Shannon.